So what's the alternative, I guess? What's the alternative? Well, Nietzsche, interestingly enough, I think figured out the alternative almost, how long is it now? More than 150 years ago now. It was pretty damn amazing. You know, he was an amazing thinker. Nietzsche knew, for example, and he wrote about this in his notebooks in Will to Power, that the nihilistic doctrines that would emerge in the aftermath of the demolition of the theological and philosophical substructure of the West that he associated with the revelation of the death of God would produce a form of political catastrophe, and he identified it specifically, believe it or not, with communism, and that was back in like 1850, 1860. I can't believe he did it. And that would kill tens to hundreds of millions of people in the 20th century. Now, Nietzsche also said, well, maybe that wouldn't be too high a price to pay if we actually learned something from it, but it isn't obvious that we have. Anyways, here's what Nietzsche said. He could really turn a phrase, man. For that man be delivered from revenge, that is for me the bridge to the highest hope, and a rainbow after long storms. The tarantulas, of course, would have it otherwise. Quote, what justice means to us is precisely that the world will be filled with the storms of our revenge. End quote. Thus they speak to each other. We shall wreak vengeance and abuse on all whose equals we are not. Thus do the tarantula hearts vow. And will to equality shall henceforth be the name for virtue. And against all that has power, we want to raise our clamor. You preachers of equality, the tyrant mania of impotence clamors thus out of you for equality. Your most secret ambition is to be tyrants and shroud yourselves in words of virtue.